strings louder.
What's up, guys? We're getting ready to head to the shop. But before we do that, today we gotta run and grab a couple things. We're gonna drive my truck, and I actually have to unhook the trailer, which is probably a good thing for the month of May because I end up dragging a bunch of stuff home. But we're actually gotta stop at the bank because there's something else that we're gonna go look at an army base. We may be getting the lifts delivered today, so I have these bolts right there. So maybe install the lifts. I gotta run over to my brother's house, grab the Hilti, the little hammer drill, just in case maybe we could start installing them today if we don't end up dragging that other thing home. No GTR today. I'm kind of sad about that, but we need to get a side skirt on this thing. I already ordered one, and we need to take care of some stuff on this thing eventually, but we'll probably fix that. Let's get the paint booth up and running. Hi guys, so we stopped at the bank, grabbed some cash, updated some stuff for the new business address and everything. Stopped over at my brother's and picked up the Hilti, so that way if the lifts do get delivered today, we might be able to install them, or at least drill a hole and maybe bolt one down, or at least stand them up and try to figure out where we're gonna do it. We're almost at the shop, so I'll update with you with what Sean has got done since he's been there this morning. Boys, so back at the shop over here today. Sean, buddy. I think Sean actually has his headphones in. That means he's disappeared. Hey. Oh, wow.
What?
That's beautiful.
You like that?
That's beautiful. I wish this thing wouldn't have came like that.
We didn't do that.
We need a comb. Nice. We need a little bit of a comb.
Instead of a comb, we need to call him.
We need to call him.
Yeah,
we need to call him and tell him. Getting insulated. It's looking beautiful. Great job.
We need to put a cap on this or something.
Like a little.
It's nothing. It's like a
little
square, so little
yeah,
off.
there's a little bit of a gap.
You'll get that. We'll shave this down, and then we'll either trim it or like our chicken coops, like we did those. We can just trim it, make it look beautiful.
The lifts have shipped. They're out for delivery right now.
So they're coming today?
So they're coming today. That means we got to fire up the forklift here in a little bit.
A bunch of electrical work.
Bunch of electrical.
My favorite.
We got to do all the stuff. The paint booth is going to go over here. We're not getting started on that yet because we're probably just going to end up doing the lifts first. But what Sean was talking about, explain the electrical situation right now. So we have a piece of what, 1.5 inch?
That's 1.5 inch
conduit.
Full. I think there's 3 circuits in there, so it's pretty much full.
Right now there's 220 outside for the back shop. I would almost say we could just pull that, the one outside, because I don't think we'll really use that. Use that for the paint booth out of that box because that's the closest. It's already there.
Yeah.
Then we don't have to
run.
Yeah,
there's different options. Either we're gonna run a brand new run of conduit from the panel all the way across to where the paint booth's at, and then come out of that with a junction box and then feed the lifts from that. We're kind of gonna get the lifts here and get the lifts set up and then see where they will both be in relation to where they both need power from and kind of go from there.
The lift should be here soon. I'm just waiting to hear them pull up outside, and then I'm gonna be really excited. Do you think we can get them in this front door? Need some help? Is there a bolt up there in the way? Question. All right, guys, so we just heard a big semi pull up out here. Go fire up the forklift and bring it around.
Oh, buddy.
Or I'll go fire it up. You just open the gate.
Go ahead.
I've got some straps here. Woo. Nice thing about having a junkyard is they got a forklift. I think they're gonna have to drag these things back. I don't know if we're gonna turn them sideways or how that'll end up working. We're doing great. We got lifts, Bendpak, 2 of them, 12,000 pounders. I love it. Now we can get to work. All right, guys, so these are 2 of the 12,000 pound lifts from Bendpak, which I am super stoked to finally be working with them. After all these years of using the old lifts in the shop. Sean, are you excited about this?
I'm pumped.
The cool thing is these things are the 12,000 pound lifts. They're not the 7,000. They're not the 10,000. They're not the 11,000. They're the 12,000 pound lifts. They threw in a couple extra things for us too. Excited to try out these little light sticks, rechargeable units right there. Now, I didn't think these things were gonna be this big. They're way bigger than I thought they were gonna be.
Big, yeah.
If we didn't have that big forklift to unload these, I don't know, unless we would have been able to turn them sideways or something.
Yeah, we would figure it out, but.
Yeah, so how do you think we're gonna stand these things up by ourselves?
We're gonna figure it out, buddy.
Maybe we'll just muscle them up. The whole thing is just a pretty serious equation that we got going on here now. One of them is gonna go over here, and then the other one is gonna go right here, somewhere in there, I think. We gotta figure it out soon. they're just instantly impressive.
Yeah,
Like,
they're awesome.
overall, what do you think?
I think they're great.
You like them?
Yeah, I love them.
Big fan?
Yeah.
And I mean, they look so serious. Like they're just such a serious thing. The way they have these packaged is actually really well too. So basically 2 of the lifts side by side, staggered opposite. They have the arms on the inside all packaged with cardboard and stuff, kind of keeping them separate. You know, they come in with this angle iron right here. So they stay together, and then they actually make their own little bracket right here to bolt it on the bottom. So I think what we're gonna do is use a little palletizer, like a little electronic hydraulic thing, lift this thing up, unbolt all this stuff, and then get them separate. We can slide the arms out and then organizing them from there. Yep. I guess the R32 leaks a couple things. The IS300 winner, he's actually coming the first week of June to pick it up. He's from Florida, and he's going to be basically coming out here and renting a U-Haul trailer and then just like towing it back and basically making a road trip out of it. Yeah, that thing's over here, so Sean's gonna go ahead and move that thing. And then the other lift is gonna go in this area. Probably like one post like right here, and then the other post like over there somewhere. Car is sick. It's crazy how quiet. 85. Needs a warm, a little rev. Give her a couple revs. One lift here and one lift over there.
Like centered on the same plane and then centered with the doors more or less.
So that way if you pull in something right here, you pull in something over there, then it just
then we
makes
have
sense.
this area over here for tools, or this area up here for tools, whatever it may be, and then
initially we were going to put one lift right here and then one lift up there. This lift is pretty much going to go here no matter what, so I think getting this one stood up.
And then go from there.
Yep.
And then also we're kind of thinking about wiring them as well, so we don't have to run a bunch of new conduit or, you know, spend a bunch of money on this shop because we are just renting it. So whatever makes the most sense.
So I think what we're gonna do right now is we're just gonna try to stand this thing up and then get it twisted. Is this sketchy or is this?
We're gonna find out.
So this thing goes about
hat and my steel toes, so
9 foot in the air, and so we put this pipe right here, this piece of tubing. We're essentially just gonna go up with this thing like this, and then as it goes up, we're just gonna like walk with it as it gets more vertical because this thing's on wheels, and then hopefully
it'll work.
It'll work. That's kind of our plan. I don't know. It's gonna be.
This thing doesn't go up high enough, I don't think, because this thing goes up like 9 foot. This thing's like 12
Well,
foot.
the thing, if it
once
goes
we
up
get it above,
and we don't like it, we could just set it back down and get the big forklift.
Yeah.
So this thing doesn't go tall enough, and right now we're about a was it 35 degree angle?
I think I know what we can do.
So we need about a 45 degree angle before it starts getting.
So
it's probably still.
If we come in here with the big forklift, and we spread the forks just super wide, get a blanket under here, and then that other fork, they go 6 or 8 feet apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Basically have the other fork right here where that's gonna sit when it stands up. Have the other fork right here touching it, and then as you lift it up, it's gonna lift up with that, and then this fork will be at some point on right there where
keep it from flopping over. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that makes sense because then one fork is basically lifting it up while the other is there for keeping it from falling that way.
This is a how-to video on how to do some sketchy stuff today.
We're doing it.
I thought we were
These
gonna
things
go.
are way ahead. Like the one at the old shop, we basically picked.
We got
up,
it to this
down,
point and then basically
lifted it up.
Lift it
there
up.
ain't no way that we can do that with this thing.
This is a big dog. Well, that worked, buddy.
Yeah,
we did it. Man, this forklift is awesome. Hey, the floor looks okay too.
Yeah, it didn't hurt the floor.
Didn't tear it up, so
Maybe go raw.
should be all right. So a couple sketchy moments later, we have this thing officially up in the shop. I just cannot believe how big this thing is. Like, look at me. This is me standing next to it, and then look at that. It just goes all the way up. What do you think of that? Did we get her pretty close? Almost perfect.
Almost perfect. That's wild.
Well, we're doing great. So we had the wrong tools, but we used the right combination together to get them. I just can't believe how big this is. Like, I feel like if you had another 2-post lift under it, you could lift 3 cars.
Yeah.
Like almost in stack 3 cars underneath that. Like, that is insane. This one looks like it's leaning that way. I think that concrete pad is crooked.
You could lift the car up, and you could stand on my shoulders and work underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Dave, you know Junkyard Dave?
Yeah, I can stand on his shoulders.
You could stand on his shoulders and get her done. So yeah, these things are, at least they're in here in the shop, and
They kind of look like close together, but I guess in reality they
look close together because they're
big.
so big. But like, we could probably.
But that's a 10-foot pad, and they're pretty much offset the same. So that's these are 10, right?
Yeah. It's like kind of in the center of the.
That thing is like literally where it needs to be.
Lining up.
Wow, we just kind of eyeballed it.
We did a good job. I think we're lift installers. We could just add that to the list of things that we could do.
We got to get up 30 stories to get that.
Yeah. Well, we have that. We just have to pull the man lift back up here. Pretty much wrapping everything up here for the day. So we pulled the Explorer in here, but it's just crazy how small the Explorer looks compared to that lift. Because at the other shop, having the Explorer in the lift, like, it looked huge. We have this ginormous lift. One thing that we did not think about though was with a big 12,000 pound lift, trying to put lowered cars on it, you could see how long this thing is, or how big that guy is. And this actually goes out 3 times. So there's like a triple extension on it. I don't really think there's any way to get around that, making that shorter, because it needs all that girth for the car. So I think pretty much when we put cars on here, we're gonna have to use ramps and stuff. We would have been able to eliminate that if we would have done one of the 10,000 pound lifts, but they actually didn't have one in stock right away. It was gonna be a couple weeks until they were able to actually get it and ship it. Honestly, I'm super stoked to have two 12,000 pound lifts is freaking awesome.
Especially if we start doing like trucks and stuff.
Oh yeah,
always
like
cars too,
always cars, but yeah, we're just gonna do a lot of trucks. So I'm actually getting ready to hop in my truck and go look at another recreational vehicle purchase. Month of fix and flips, I found a great deal, and I've been talking to this guy about this thing for a couple days. So if you guys want to see what that is, stay tuned for tomorrow's video. If you guys are stoked about the Bendpak lifts and us finally working together with them and finally being able to get some stuff done in the shop, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button with the notification bells on, and check out the video tomorrow.